In the headlines for this April 28th, National Heroes Day. The Prime Minister contends more than ever an alliance is needed between government and the people of Barbados. Polls are now closed in Trinidad. And in sports, a 14-year-old becomes the youngest ever T20 century maker.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Tisha Hines with the details. Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley is tonight calling on Barbadians to be heroes in their homes and communities. She says one of the ways this can be done is for citizens to do what is necessary to keep the country safe and crime-free. She made the call while addressing the Barbados Labour Party Heroes Day picnic at Barclays Park.
I want also for you to know that there is so much government can do, and the rest must be up to you if you are going to be heroes in your own land and heroes in your own family. I can't come in and tell you send your child to Sunday school. Well, you wonder if I'm mad. I can't come in your house and tell you that the gold chain that your son come home with round his neck that you ain't buy for him, that the grandmother or the grandfather ain't get to him, where he get it from. I can't come in your house and tell you these things. And during this campaign, I'm going to have the opportunity to talk with you more and more, because we are at that stage in this country where every one of you matters and every one of you has to lift weight in this country if you want to make Barbados a different place.
Prime Minister Motley adds citizens and government must work together to take the country forward.
And I want us to remember this on Heroes Day, is that we need an alliance, a partnership, a compact between you and the governed, between the government and you, between us. Because without that partnership, we cannot go any further. We are at a stage where we need everybody to play their part. That is why I tell you all the time, youngsters, many hands do what? Make light work. Because when all of us come together to lift something heavy, we can do it together. And that is why we say, in the same way that when we came to office, people were not working and people were under the pressure of debt and people were under the pressure of not getting so many services. And over the last 7 years, we have not reached perfection, but we have done well by the people of Barbados.
Meanwhile, Minister of Educational Transformation, Senator Chad Blackman, who will be contesting the St. James North seat on the Barbados Labour Party ticket in the upcoming by-election, says he will be ramping up his campaign in the coming days. Senator Blackman says while on the campaign trail leading to the May 21st by-election, he will be telling constituents about the plans he has for that constituency. He was also speaking at the BLP's annual Heroes Day picnic.
Nomination day, you're going to see us. You're going to see the public meetings, the sport meetings, meetings online, engaging with the young people, engaging with the elderly, those who have ideas in agriculture, those who have ideas in coastal development, fisheries, sports, church, everything. And with God's help, with this lady as the leader of the Labour Party in this country, and with me as your member of Parliament, forward ever, backward never.
Now, Barbadians on this National Heroes Day have been reflecting on the lives and legacies of its 11 national heroes and heroines. The day was first celebrated back in 1998, the centenary of the birth of national hero, the Right Excellent Grant Lee Adams, after the passing of the Order of National Heroes Act. Several activities were held at home and in the diaspora, including a service of remembrance at the St. George Tilhurst Church in the UK and a service of celebration and remembrance at the Church of the Nativity in Ontario, Canada. Barbados' High Commissioner to Canada, Glenn Clark, and Deputy Consul General to Toronto, Kirk Haynes, were among those in attendance. Mr. Haynes says, through the stories of struggles and triumphs, there are examples for many to live by.
Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examples for many to live by. Through their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, there are examp we are provided with a clear example of the greatness we all can achieve as people and the high levels of excellence we can go to as a nation. Today, I also use this opportunity to acknowledge that there are heroes amongst us here who continue to give sterling service to their flocks, their workmates, their families, their friends, their communities, and to their countries. The Consulate of Barbados sees it as important to highlight some of these individuals. And that's why last night we honored 11 heroes of our own with Barbadian connections at the annual Donald Moore Unsung Heroes Awards ceremony.
Great to hear Barbadians all across the world were celebrating today. Well, coming up, the opposition DLP confirms 6 more candidates for the next general election. The Democratic Labour Party has announced 6 more candidates to contest the next general elections. They were named during a branch meeting at Alexandra School in St. Peter. Jason Phillips will contest the St. Peter seat. Paul Gibson will carry the banner in St. James Central. David Waldron will be going after the St. George North seat. Melissa Howard will run in Christchurch West Central and Ensley Granger in St. Michael East. And it's official. Former 3-term Member of Parliament for St. Philip North, Michael Lashley, who was the party's best performing candidate in the 2022 general election, will not be contesting the seat in the next general election. Instead, Simon Clark will be the new candidate. And Felicia Dujon, who's the DLP's candidate for St. James North in the May 21st by-election, was also formally recognized. Dujon, who will be competing against the Barbados Labour Party's Minister of Educational Transformation, Senator Chad Blackman, says she is ready for the race.
Tell them Felicia Dujon can walk the walk, she can talk the talk, and she's strong enough to climb those hills, the valleys, and to reach in every constituent. When the time comes, we will be there with them. So the people of St. James North, you have a woman to defend your rights. You have a woman that will stand up and be there for you every single day. I am not here to take the taxpayers' money and be flying all over the place. I am here for you. I am here for you. I am not here to come and get your vote so that I can add additional accolades to my name. No, I don't need any of that. All I need is for my banana trees to grow.
The Democratic Labour Party now has 22 confirmed candidates to contest the next general election. Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment Charles Griffith has called on the Boy Scouts and Girl Guides to engage more schools across the island. He was speaking at the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors badge presentation, where a new badge for the organization was created by the Caribbean Youth Ambassadors program. Our reporter Akeem Plinkett tells us more.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment Charles Griffith is calling for greater engagement in the Boy Scouts and Girl Guides. He says there is a need for young people to be in structured programs similar to what obtains in those two organizations. Mr. Griffith says being enrolled into these groups can help the youth to build themselves as well as contribute to the country.
And I want to say to the Girls Guides and the Boy Scouts that I need for you to be just a little more proactive. You need to have a major campaign push to have the Girls Guides and Boy Scouts in every single primary school in this island. There's an absolute need for it because all of us who live here are familiar with what is happening on the island. And there's a need to have our young people involved in structured activities that will benefit them and benefit country.
Mr. Griffith says he will do his part to ensure that the organizations get a little more push in their effort for recruitment.
I don't think that we have the Girls Guides and the Boys Scouts in as many primary schools as I would like. And I will do my role and my part by asking my officers to embark on a program to assist you in terms of swelling the numbers that are currently involved in these two organizations.
CARICOM Youth Ambassador for Barbados, Ashley Lashley, explained to the guides and scouts what it will take to be able to obtain the badge.
The CARICOM badge includes some critical components: learning about the CARICOM's history and goals, participating in a geography challenge on CARICOM member states, hosting a cultural carnival, which I'm hoping you guys would enjoy within your unit, where you would showcase the music, the food, the fashion, the spirit of your chosen CARICOM nation, engaging in advocacy workshops to help young persons use their voice for impact, volunteering 2 to 5 hours on a local advocacy project from gender equality to environmental protection, and yes, launching the Ireland Accent Connect Challenge.
The CARICOM badge is set for persons who are a part of the organizations and are between the ages of 11 to 25. Akeem Klinkett, CBC News.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power Inn. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Now on to that story from Weymouth, Wales, as they continue their dominance in the BFA Premier League, claiming their latest win over Silver Sands. Our Anne-Marie Burke reports that when the action continued at Valerie, there was also a win for Gall Hill.
With the scores locked to 1-1 as Silver Sands took an early lead thanks to Shavari Greenwich-Lewis, Romario Harewood pulled things level. Harewood would ensure that Wales went into the half in command, faking the defender before a powerful left boot curled it sweetly into the left corner to make it 2-1. Into the second, and Shaquille Short wasted no time in joining the party. The cross comes in and he has the final say to make it 3-1 to Wales. Minutes later, he'll be at it again, positioned dead in front of goal. He waited as his teammate looked poised to strike, but when he got the pass, instead it was a done deal. Short's second, Wales fourth. He would account for the 5th goal as well, this time beating 2 defenders, and that was his hat trick. And one more for good measure, and Jante James would account for it. Wales another victory under their belts, 6-1 over Silver Sands. Gall Hill would also be on the winning end, and it started in the 23rd minute when this corner came in and found the head of Devon Wiltshire. On the brink of the half, Gall Hill would double the lead, as also getting his name on the scorecards was Tyrese Crawford with a clear path to the bars, making it 2-0. Into the second and shooting up now, Gall Hill added another to the cause. The cross, and Joshua Cummings is the man, 3-0 in their favour. Paradise would get 1 as consolation, and Ronaldo Trim would have his name behind it, but too late shall be the cry, as Gall Hill trumped Paradise 3-1.
A 4.8 magnitude quake was recorded last night near Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. According to the Seismic Research Center of the University of the West Indies, the quake struck at 7:33 p.m. It was located at latitude 13.25 north and longitude 60.33 west, or about 81 kilometers west-northwest of Bridgetown and 100 kilometers east of Kingstown. The quake struck at a depth of 23 kilometers. And that's our news for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Do enjoy the rest of your Heroes Day.